will never co-sign on funding a police department that continues to brutalize us. And I will never stop saying, not only do we need to disinvest in police, but we need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department.
I'm really sad to have to do this again, but our colleagues on the other side just pretend as though the last couple of years didn't occur and that almost everyone on the other side there didn't make openly public statements repeatedly that indeed they wanted to defund the police, while all of us on this side were fighting for law enforcement, supporting local, state, and federal law enforcement, and doing everything we could to shore up confidence.
Welcome back, Patriots. Okay, you know the drill in DC. Politicians love to say one thing when the cameras are rolling at a rally and then completely pretend it never happened when they are sitting in a committee hearing. But here is the thing about the internet: it is forever, and Mike Johnson is not letting them off the hook. We just watched a masterclass in accountability from the House Judiciary Committee. The Democrats are trying to pivot, trying to act like they have always been the party of law and order during police week, but Mike Johnson walked in with a stack of papers and said, "Not so fast, you guys have to see how he breaks this down. It is absolutely brutal, and honestly, it is exactly the kind of leadership we have been waiting for." It
just goes on and on. Representative Omar, oh boy, she was all over this issue. She said we need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department, completely, because here's the thing, there's a cancer. The Minneapolis Police Department is rotten to the root, and so when we dismantle it, we get rid of that cancer. I'm really sad to have to do this again, but our colleagues on the other side just pretend as though the last couple of years didn't occur and that almost everyone on the other side there didn't make openly public statements repeatedly that indeed they wanted to defund the police, while all of us on this side were fighting for law enforcement, supporting local, state, and federal law enforcement, and doing everything we could to shore up confidence and the protection of those who are out serving on the front lines for us. Let me just give you a sampling of some of their comments, because it's been said here that these are quote-unquote cheap talking points. I'll just start with the calls from Chairman Jerry Nadler. He publicly agreed with reducing the New York Police Department budget, which I think was cut by, I don't know, something like $1 billion or something. He said, quote, "There should be substantial cuts to the police budget and a reallocation of those funds to where we need them," unquote. Representative Jayapal used different language to support defunding the police, and she said, quote, "It is completely reasonable for us to shift significant resources from law enforcement and investing in people," unquote. Minority Leader Hakeem Jeffries certainly expressed an openness to defunding the police. He said on CNN, quote, "You have to look at that on a case-by-case basis, city by city." Former Representative, now Mayor Karen Bass, who used to be on the committee, stated calls to defund the police, quote, "can be used as a distraction," yet she supported, quote, "the intent behind the messaging." Again, these are their own words, y'all. Representative Bowman, on March 17, 2021, he tweeted this, quote, "Too many police in our country are more concerned with protecting white supremacy than serving the communities that pay their salaries." Then he tweeted, "We don't need police with lethal weapons carrying out routine traffic stops. Reallocate police funding to unarmed traffic forces to remove even the possibility of state-sanctioned manslaughter," unquote. Representative Cori Bush, boy, she has pages and pages of this, but she said, and by the way, she was vice chair of the crime subcommittee in the last Congress. She tweeted, "It's not a slogan, it's a mandate for keeping our people alive. Defund the police," in all caps. Then she said that defunding the police is not the problem, that's the solution, and we have to do that to invest in our communities. I'll keep going because I got some more time. AOC, Congressman.
Will the gentleman yield?
I'll have to yield.
The gentleman just reflected that the person that House Democrats chose to chair the crime subcommittee.
You heard that right.
Said that it was a mandate to defund the police, and now on Police Week, when the majority is seeking to simply pass a resolution honoring the police, we are being accused of taking cheap shots at Democrats when not any Democrat, literally the person they put in charge of the crime sub. Is that what I'm to understand?
That is indeed.
And I have an inquiry. Is Ms. Bush still on the Judiciary Committee?
We haven't seen her.
No, but it's an honest question. Is she on the?
She has a name tag down there.
Well, I mean, I'd say it would be great, Mr. Chairman, if we had the benefit of Ms. Bush in committee so as to allow her to espouse these views and subject them to debate.
Would the gentleman yield?
No, it's my time.
I'm sorry. I'll yield back to Mr. Johnson.
Well,
I will gladly, upon the opportunity to take time, engage in a call.
I just want to ask about your ATF defund.
Well, now hold on.
I'm totally for it. Wish we had the defund the ATF bill up this week if I ran the place.
But wait a minute,
Feel free.
Mr. Gates. Wait, I have a minute left. I know this is painful, but I've got to get some of these zingers in here because Representative Ocasio-Cortez said after they cut $1 billion from New York's police department, she said, quote, that didn't go far enough. Defunding police means defunding police. Representative Mondaire Jones, said that a suite of criminal justice reforms to redress racial inequalities and harms in our justice system, including defunding police, reinvesting this money, et cetera, et cetera. It just goes on and on. Representative Omar, oh boy, she was all over this issue. She said we need to completely dismantle the Minneapolis Police Department, completely. Because here's the thing, there's a cancer. The Minneapolis Police Department is rotten to the root, and so when we dismantle it, we get rid of that cancer. Representative Ayanna Pressley said, the defund movement isn't new. Folks are just finally listening. We got monies for war, but we can't feed the poor. Tlaib, I'll end with this. She said, when we say hashtag defund the police, what we mean is people are dying and we need to invest in people's livelihoods instead. Listen.
First off, can we talk about the composure? Mike Johnson does not yell, he does not scream, he just puts on his glasses, looks down at his notes, and reads their own words back to them. That is devastating. You heard the clip at the start, Ilhan Omar talking about dismantling the police. Mike Johnson points out that she called the department a cancer. That is not just a policy disagreement, folks, that is hatred for the institution of law enforcement, and now suddenly they want to pass resolutions honoring the police. Give me a break. And it was not just Ilhan Omar. Did you catch the list? He went down the line. Jerry Nadler asking for substantial cuts, Cori Bush calling defund a mandate, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez saying cuts did not go far enough. Mike Johnson makes a crucial point here that I think we all need to hear. He says we have the receipts. This is not cheap talking points like the other side tried to claim. These are direct quotes. You cannot accuse someone of playing politics when they are literally just reading your own tweet back to you. But back to Mike Johnson, this is why he is such an effective speaker and leader for the party. He understands that you win arguments with facts, not just emotion. He showed that while the Republicans were fighting for law enforcement, supporting local police, and trying to keep our communities safe, the other side was actively calling to strip those resources away. You cannot rewrite history just because the polling data changed. You cannot pretend the last 4 years did not happen. Mike Johnson is right. The Minneapolis Police Department was not the cancer. The cancer is this woke ideology that thinks destroying law and order is a solution, and thankfully we have a speaker who is not afraid to say it out loud. What did you guys think of Mike Johnson's performance? Did he miss anyone? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single one. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more truth from DC. I will catch you in the next one.